Namaste. Now we'll see when we are entering into global e-commerce, then we have to decide and we have to decide the market which is most suitable for us. So to choose the right foreign market place, we need to consider some of the factors. How to choose a right market? So based on shipping costs, we can decide when we maintain the local warehouse for storing our product inventory, it might not be very cost effective to ship larger items abroad, particularly if they need to be sent by plane or ship. Then shipping cost we have to see, that whether it is costly or cheaper. That based on that also we can select the market. Then next is competitor presence. If the competitors are there or not. One of the main reasons to reach out to foreign buyers is because there is little or no local competition in particular country. Then only we make entry. If there usually, not always it is, if there are no or little competition in a particular country, then we target on such a international market. That's why success is expected there through intensive marketing effort. Then next factor what we need to consider is market size and purchasing power. So when you want to expand your market for luxurious goods or luxury goods, the people in poorer countries where the majority of consumers probably prefer affordable and cheaper alternatives, you will not be successful. You cannot sell luxurious goods there because usually we give first priority to basics. Luxury goods, when we are satisfied with the comforts, then we go for that. That's why in underdeveloped countries or in a very weak countries, poorer countries, it is not possible. So next what we have to consider is local preference. Local preference means the localites what they prefer. Always you remember consumer markets vary widely from one country to the next, one country to another. For example, in Germany, apparel is the most popular category for online shopping, while in France and Italy, the travel category dominates. So that also we have to see what localites prefer, right? What is their habit that we have to study. Next, we have to consider tax on imports. Always you remember, high import taxes can quickly eat into the potential profitability of a certain products. This is often the case with the highly regulated industries such as healthcare, finance, and construction. So it is very important to consider the tax on imports. The next is legal restrictions. Some products might be legal in our home country but may not be legal in a proposed target market, or it can be illegal in that particular market. For example, there is no point in selling electronic cigarettes in Denmark or Israel where they are illegal. Electronic cigarettes, like in India, what kind of cigarettes we have? In some country, there are electronic cigarettes. They are um, fault. They are illegal in Denmark or Israel. Selling of electronic cigarettes. Then next what you have to consider is what is the electric system or electrical system. For consumer electronics retailers, regional electrical systems present some issues. For example, electronics designed for use in the US need a different power cable or adapter to work in Europe or the UK. Always same adaptability cannot be done in everywhere. That's why to operate in different countries, different adapters are needed for electronic goods. Then next, the very big problem is or factors we need to consider is different languages. Generally, the languages need to provide translated product manuals for products that require them. The languages applies to computer software and other uh, digital content can be used to make the same language everywhere. Then next is economic stability. Economic stability is also very important. Some markets are simply too risky to be worth investing in, particularly those that are politically or economically unstable or have been in the recent past. In such a places, we don't find economic stability. Very often, if there is political instability or unstable economy is there, then we cannot accurately fix the marketplace because economic instability leads to so many problems. The next point what we need to study is trade agreements. Some countries share trade agreements. The best in the best known of the European Economic Area. It's a very for agriculture is best area. It is also called EEA based businesses. For example, one can usually sell to other European Economic Area countries with a little or no restrictions. Okay, now we'll see what is next item what we have to consider is level of service. When we want to work, we have to see what are very much required for the service purpose. The some of the points are listed here. They are approximately in order of importance. We have to see first thing is international shipping. We all need to be able to offer international shipping to get our orders to our buyers in the first place. If you want to get our orders from the international buyers, we should have that capacity to provide through international shipping. Next is payment system. What is payment system? It is very important that we should support the preferred payment system in the target country. For example, in Germany, one third of people pay online by direct debit, while in the UK, 90% of people prefer to pay with a card. That also we have to see what payment system is existing in that country. Next point in this only localized product inventories. Our product inventory may need to be tweaked by taking into account the various criteria outlined in the um, just now what we discussed there. What are criteria are to be there? What kind of products they want? So always you have to see what localites like in their various product lists. We have to consider their preference, what they prefer. That is also very important. According to the preference of the customer, we have to produce. Then next thing what we have to see is translated content. The target market is if it is English speaking country, no problem. Then we'll hope for some success. If you have don't you can translate into any language. If it is other if they are speaking or their local language is a different one, then the problem arises. Then what website you are using and what are the content there in the uh, your advertisement or whatever you are using, pamphlet something else, that is to be professionally translated into the local languages. That is also very important. What kind of website you are using, that is to be selected, that is to be decided. Then next aspect what you have to see in this is country specific content. Simply translating your content is often not enough, particularly when it comes to content marketing effort. You must be able to provide content that actually appeals to local audiences. It must reach them. Country specific social media, Facebook might be dominate. Facebook might dominate in most of the world's countries, but if you are trying to reach a Russian audience, for example, you will be better off using VKontakte for your efforts because they don't use much Facebook and all this. They use that one, VKontakte. While choosing right market, we have to consider localized website also. This is the first major step in going global for any business, and it involves most of the preliminary work. Before we actually get started localizing our website, we all need to have a plan in place that takes into account the basics. This plan must include the various phases of international growth, the people responsible for your international marketing efforts, and of course, the strategy itself. To begin with, we all need to assign a head of our international division as well as separate teams, either in house or outsourced, for the translation and marketing efforts in each country we want to serve. Another option is to find localizers on gig sites like Upwork, and even on Fiverr you can find people to help you to internationalize your website. So at the same time, it's best to start small, meaning that you should work with one country at a time to minimize the risk and focus your energies on succeeding in one market before we move to the next. Okay, next what we have to see is shipping and payments. The first step to take in any e-commerce internationalization strategy is to set up shipping and payment options that are specific to the target market. It's often assumed that international credit card payments are the most common way to pay for goods online. But there are some countries such as China and Germany where credit card payments only account for a small minority of online transactions. That also you have to take. For example, GiroPay is one of the most popular online payment systems in Germany, while over a quarter of Russians use Kiwi on e-wallet based payment system. That is very important that we have to consider. Then we have to see what is the website content translation. Next aspect it is, what is the website content translation? That is also important point to be considered. The quality and completeness of the website localization must signify the quality of our brand. Quality of the brand is very important. Always you remember, a poor translation or worse, still a machine translation. It affects and reflect badly on our company and will do nothing to help it penetrate the foreign market. Such website is more likely to make visitors laugh and depart quickly. Of course, if penetrating a foreign market where English is still the main language, this will not present an issue. If English is main language, no problem. Anybody can work there. That's why we have to see for the most important pages in our website, such as the home page, about page, and customer service page. Generally, be best of hiring a boutique translation agency or professional created individuals. For usually for the large product inventories, it should be more affordable to hire a scalable translation service to translate actual product descriptions. Translation is very important because it only decides the market. Okay, now let us see what is international. What is the meaning of international domain? How it works in the selection of the product. So, what is international domain? Just if you want to succeed in the international marketplace, you all need to create a scalable domain strategy. Since, after all, your actual web address is one of the most important elements when it comes to increasing your local visibility in the first place. So, there are some set in stone rules when it comes to creating a good domain strategy, and there are pros and cons with each options. Those include country specific top level domains. It is in short it can be called or used CCTLDs, such as the white for Germany or COUK for the UK. Immediately tell people that your story is available to a local audience. However, it is also found that not all the CCTLDs you want to register in the future are available, which can lead to inconsistency in future expansion. Additionally, some countries such as Switzerland are home to multiple gauges. In such a case that you still need to divide your content on a per region basis. Next very important aspect is language specific subdomains. Language here, the domains such as du yourwebsite.com, deyourwebsite.com, or subdirectories such as yourwebsite.com oblique de can be suitable for identical but translated content, and one can set up automatic redirectors to localized versions of the website based on the IP addresses of the visitor is better. Then will if you see a localized brand name also very important. You have to keep the brand name in their own language. Localized brand name is very important. It means it is another option for a domain name in a foreign market. Particularly if your internationalization efforts would also benefit from a region specific branding, then it is better. For example, eBay trades as Tradera in Sweden and Roten in Taiwan. eBay, all of you heard that? In India, it is eBay. Huh? It is Tradera in Sweden and Roten in Taiwan. That is also very important. Domain names and all this. Then last aspect is internationalized domain names. So these are always use characters other than a standard Latin base. They have been introduced in recent years. For example, it is now possible to have a web address including TLDs in Cyrillic, Chinese, Korean, Arabic, Greek, or Japanese characters. So, however, online audiences are already used to typing address in Latin letters, so it's not likely that they all become mainstream for some time. Okay, next what you have to see is what we need to consider is localized marketing. So if you are adapting your own store for foreign marketplace, it is only the half battle. Having made the considerable financial investment of localizing the website, we all now need to take steps to localize our marketing strategy so that our brand will appeal to foreign audiences. This process requires attention from an individual or team who is extremely familiar with the local market, since many important factors need to be taken into account, such as cultural norms and sensitivities, local social media and search platforms, and much more that we have to consider. Okay. Other things don't want anyhow I can understand, no? So we don't need other things. We'll move to the next. The next important aspect what we have to consider is social media. You know that social networks are most modern brands spend a major portion of their advertising budgets, and they're all established much of the world over. See, the following are some important social regional networks. We'll see them. We contact a It is often dubbed the Russian Facebook. It has by far the largest share of the social media market in Russia and various other CIS countries. It functions quite similar to Facebook in that it allows companies to create brand pages, post and share updates, and invest in various goal driven paid advertising opportunities. Then next one is given Odnoklassniki. It means classmates. This is the second most popular network in Russia as well as a highly influential platform in many other CIS and Eastern European countries. This is again similar to Facebook and WeContact. Companies can set up their own brand pages on the network to engage local audiences, and Odno Klasiniki is most popular among a younger audience. Remember. Next, regional social network is FaceNama. This is the dominant social network in Iran where heavy internet censorship towards Western media remains strong. Another Iranian social network is Klub. It also has a fairly large share of the market in that particular country. Next social media is Quizone, that is popular QQ. Quizone. Just the pronunciation is like that. You can change it. It is dominated in China with some 653 million users and growing, making it one of the world's largest and most active social network. So They used to be they are used in many more countries where local platforms dominated, such as Orkut in Brazil, Lied in Czech Republic, Drozium in Latvia, or Havis in Netherlands. However, you remember that while Facebook countries to may take over in many countries, some of the Russian, Chinese, and Iranian networks continue to grow in their own homelands, making them essential platforms for many companies seeking to reach out a local audiences over social media in those countries. Next, what we have to consider is next point is search engine marketing. You know that Google is the dominant search engine in almost all countries around the world, having usurped various local ones in recent years. However, you remember, as is the case with social media, there are some exceptions. Andex, Never, and Baidu. They cannot be imagined. Then let us see what is Index. It is the biggest search engine in Russia with a 58% market share in 2015. It is followed by Google with 34%. Then Never. What is this? This dominates in South Korea with a 77 market share, followed closely by Daum with the 20%, making global almost irrelevant in that particular country. Next one is Baidu. It dominates in China with a 55% market share, followed by Qihoo 360, which has a 28% market share. Now, let us see. Anyhow, we have seen search engine marketing. So, we in a brief will see what all they have. Next is Get Global. That is international e-commerce is a full growth strategy. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for the patient listening.